Hey everybody, it's Amy Graham, the Badass Valkyrie, and I wanted to take you through my end of month and how I set up the next month for my goals and all of that. This week in my Finding 52 focus, which the week is the first week of March, it is recentering, and part of that is going over your goals and seeing where you're at, because I usually do that the 1st and the 15th of the month, and I will just show you how I am doing that. So I'm just going to make sure you guys are in frame. So this is the W222 planner, the Wonderland planner that I got, that I use in conjunction with my Hobonichi Cousin Avec. And this is the January through June cousin. And this only has 6 months in it, whereas the Wonderland planner is a full year. So they're both A5 size, and they both have Tomoe River paper in them. So I'm just using this in conjunction with my planner. The Hobonichi is my everyday carry. This is my brain. Together with this is Planner Prime, and I just carry this with me every day to work. I do not carry it when I'm going to the store or someplace like that. I have my Hobonichi Mega Sneaker Weeks that I use just for that. But this is my planner that stays open on my desk when I'm at work or when I'm at home. So this is today. And this is the Wonderland planner, and I just kind of jot different things down. I'm using the bottom here for gratitude, and this just kind of as a reminder. I've been putting some meals in this week just to see if I like it that way. I'm not sure yet. I kind of go back and forth with writing it down or putting it in electronically, so I'm just kind of seeing where I'm most comfortable. I have not settled into a specific way of doing things yet, but it should be coming pretty soon. And I usually put the Finding 52 focus up at the top of the week. And so, going over my goals, this is kind of how I've started doing this. Now, this is in the Wonderland again, and I go over my goals for the month and my intentions. And so for February, and this is the February review, this is the March overview of how I'm wanting to set March up, but I did not have this plan on how I was doing things at the beginning of February, so I don't have the February overview done. So, and if you've been following my channel at any point in time, most of you know that if I didn't go back and if I didn't do it, I'm not going to really go back and do it. Blank pages do not bother me. And so if it's something that I wasn't doing at that point yet, I would rather leave it that way than go back and backfill it, just because it is how my life was, and these are my life books. So if I didn't do something that week or that day or whatever, usually I don't go back unless it was something big. So I did not write out, what has been happening with Saki. I didn't write it down on the day, but I did go back and fill that in because it was something that I needed to know when things started. And so things like that, medical issues, things like that, I will go back and put in. But if it's like, oh, I had oatmeal this morning, no, I'm not going to go back and backfill that. Anyway, so this is what the February review looked like. So these were my goals and intentions, and the ones that were checked marked are the ones that I got done. The 112 ounces of water, I did come close most days, but I did not get that every day, so I just kind of put a line through it instead of a check mark through it. The rest of them I did not do. I have moved them forward here. If they didn't get a check mark off, they didn't get done. And this is how I felt about the month. These are the accomplishments that I had for the month. And that's actually something new that I'm doing, but I like the idea. And focusing on things that I did get done and that I'm proud of. My weight was at February 1st was 224.6. On March 1st, it was 227.8. So I was up 3.2 pounds. I am not beating myself up about it because the week leading up to this day, this amount, one, it was bakery all day. We went to three different bakeries. We had pizza. It was my free day, February 29th. So the day before that, yeah, I ate and drank a lot. 3 days prior to that were big events. And so I am kind of limited in what I can do. And so, yes, I was eating a lot of sugar, and I am not beating myself up about it. And I'm like, okay, my goal here is to lose 4 pounds so that I can come in under the 224.6. My average steps were 9,870, which was down from 10,614. It is a shorter month, and I was sick part of the month. So I'm like, it's okay. My average minutes, 121. It was down from January, which was 126. Still not bad. 121 is my daily goal, or 120 actually is my daily goal. 10,000 is my steps per day of my goal. So I was fairly close. So that's all right. My sleep time, which I am a little yawny tonight because it is 8:57. And I've taken cold medication because both Greg and I are getting sick, was down. My average sleep time was 7 hours and 9 minutes, and that is actual sleep time. I am only putting in what my ring tracks as actual sleep. So when it says I have 6 hours and 15 minutes, that's what gets put in my tracker. So that was down from January, which was 7 hours and 17 minutes. So my accomplishments were that I paid off 2 credit cards. My goal for the year was pay off 1, but I paid off 2 so far. So I may be able to get my Discover down to half. I don't know. We'll see. I will relook my goals in April at the new quarter and adjust where I need to adjust. I started budgeting and using cash envelopes. That is still going great. Taxes were done. Refunds were received. I was a guest planner for Cocoa Daisy for the month of February. Thank you very much, Cocoa Daisy. It was a great experience. These are events that I actually ran in February, and then I've been asked to present on Finding 52 at SpiritCon I wrote May. It's actually April. And then Greg and I are traveling in May to Washington, D.C., so I'm very excited for that. So this is how the month ended, and it's just going back and looking at everything. And then this is how the month of March starts. I have my weight that I started at, and my goal for the month is to lose 4 pounds. And then these are the things that I want to get done: increase my runs, take the stairs every day, get back in the pool, fasting nightly, extra Discover payments, buy dirt for my garden boxes, and build garden boxes. I have 2 left that I need to build. Clean my makeup brushes. I'm only going to allow myself to go to NPS, my little store, twice this month. Clean out my All-Track, which is my vehicle. Increase my water intake. Do evening reflection every night. Do weekly reviews, and put $200 in savings. So those are my goals. And then this is my monthly view, and I just kind of put different things, different places. This is mostly duplication, but that's okay for me. I'm good with that. Yesterday, I had my annual checkup and my pap smear, which I was very excited about, that I got everything done. And this came from setting up my appointment when the Finding 52 focus was health. And that was in February. That was water. Okay, it was the week of February 3rd through the 9th, and the focus was health. And that meant scheduling any exams and things like that you needed to get off your plate that you've been putting off. And I scheduled my annual checkup, my pap smear, and my dental cleaning, which my dental cleaning is not until May. But I also got my 1 of 2 shingles vaccines, which I think is kind of why I'm feeling under the weather. My arm is killing me. So there was no yoga this week because I'm like, oh my God, that hurts so bad. Greg and I went and voted last night. And this was the day that I went and picked up groceries and made pork chops. And then we had a really bad morning with sake. But otherwise, it's just like little things. Like I got my nails done and we went to Costco. Big whoop. Woohoo! That's what's there. Now, for those of you who don't know, I do the bullet journal method in my Hobonichi. And this is where I have my future log. So I put all of my future things coming up. So in March this month, my pap smear and annual physical, I'll be in Lumberton, Mississippi for Gulf Wars starting on the 16th. And then I get back and I have a mindfulness class training starting. Saki's birthday, Heimdall's going to the vet. We have a couples massage. And then Spirit Con there in April. Heimdall's birthday and Tier's birthday both are in April. I have the Salt Lake City half marathon. I've got a 10K, which I do not have written down in here. This is on, so this is the, I want to put it in green, and this is the lucky 13, 10K there. Then I leave for Gulf Wars. I fly into New Orleans. And then on the 21st, which is a Saturday, I fly home. So then I'm back to work on Monday. And then I have the Salt Lake City half marathon on April 18th. That's the only other race that I have listed so far. We'll see how the half marathon goes, and we'll go from there. April 12th is also my 13th year anniversary, my post-op anniversary. And then this is July through December. And don't really have a whole lot. My Heimdall Gotcha Day, I got him on July 3rd. I think I got Tier on the 4th, but I think they'll both have the same Gotcha Day. Anyway, so this was February. And these are the to-dos that or the goals and intentions that I had here. And as you can see, some days I wrote everything out, some days I didn't. This week was a hell week, getting ready for these 4 events here, so it is what it is. I can't help it, and that's how it goes. This is March, as it looks right now. And I did finally get a run in today. I am still not feeling great, so we'll just kind of leave it at that. So this is Gulf Wars and a couple massage, and God, I don't have it here either. Lucky 13 10K race day. So there's that. And then usually I'll put, starting things over here. I started writing stuff out and realized I was writing some of my weekly stuff here too, but that's all right. Usually I'll put my monthly goals here. And then in here, in this monthly view, is where I do the monthly log. So usually in your bullet journal, you have a monthly log, and it's like 1 to 31, and you just write out a line of what you get done that month or that day. This is that log, and this is what I use this view for. And then we can jump to the weekly view. And this is how February kind of turned out. And January was very plain. Then February, I started adding some hydrate stickers and things like that from my Cocoa Daisy kit. And then pink burrowed into my brain, basically. And I went pink crazy because it's Valentine's Day and it was Leap Day. And yes, it got to me so much that I actually bought a pair of light pink, baby pink Chucks. And I love them. I wore them today with a pink sweater or a pink scarf and a gray sweater. Loved it. So I still do not like pink planners. However, other pink things have been coming back into my life, and I've been okay with that. So these are my weekly to-dos, and this is my water intake, trying to get it where I'm tracking it most of the days. But this was last week, or the 2 weeks ago, and then this was last week. And as you can tell, it was a busy week because I didn't get hardly anything done here. I just didn't track. I did not have this with me most of the time because I was on the go, running, doing all kinds of errands, getting everything ready for the events. It was truly a hell week. And it happens to me every year, and it did this year, and it kicked my butt. So this is this week, and oh, I didn't put my water in. I have 7. I need to get one more 8 ounces in, so I'll get that before I go to bed. I did not write in there this week or today, so I did. Sometimes here, when I have this open, I will write here, but we had a lot of meetings today, and so I didn't write it in there, but I did flip over and write things in here. So it just depends on where this is open to and if I have the time to go back in. But tonight in my evening reflection, I will go back in and update that, because it's just today. It's not like I'm going back 4 days and going, oh yeah, I had lunch then and that kind of thing. No. And if I don't get to it, I don't get to it. But hopefully, I should. So, but this is the weekly view. And this usually stays open on my desk like this. Just like that. And I track the goals that I have for the week here. And then on what I was going to show you is on the monthly days when it starts, this is a blank page. And this is where I usually keep all my tracking for the month. So, although that, I didn't like how that actually ended up. So what I've done is to track my no spin days is I have a, this is from Bohoberry, and it's a sticker, and I had gotten it on one of her sales, and I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do with it, but I like putting this for no spend days. So those are days that no money, no cash, nothing was spent. So just to kind of keep track of that. But here I tracked my weight, my average steps, all of that. And these were my goals. And working on armor and saving for Gulf Wars. And I did not make that goal because I had to go twice to get my wallet. It was a whole ordeal. But this is where I usually brainstorm and figure out what my goals are going to be. So you go through the month. And this was Valentine's Day. And my weekend review. So I've been doing the reviews there. And like here, these were hell days. And it was basically all the events that I was doing. And there is no way I can tell you what happened at any point in time other than we ran out of coffee and that people were we needed more vegetarian meals and blah, 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 blah. Little things like that. Having nothing to do with my personal planning other than I was exhausted every time I came home. And like here, I didn't get home until almost 10:30. I literally fell into bed, had to be back up and at the venue at 7 a.m. So yeah, I know it drives some people crazy to see blank pages like that. To me, it's like, huh, okay, those days kicked my ass. All right, no big deal. So here is the 29th, which was my arbitrary free rule day. And I had 14 macaroons from 3 different bakeries. I will say here, an unplanned bonus was they had macarons that were about this size, and they were purple, and they were blackberry. And oh my goodness. It had white buttercream filling with blackberry jam. And I was just like, oh my God, this is so good. So I have become obsessed. And truth be told, the caterers, blackberry ones, were better than any of the bakeries that I went to. And the caterers I was based pretty much out of the kitchen because that was the only space that I could actually get a moment away from, 400 people. But I probably ate through the course of the day 14 more macarons, and they were delicious. I brought like 4 or 5 home with me, and I let Greg try one, and he's like, oh my God, that is so good. I'm like, we are going to find every bakery that serves those, and I want to try them. So we tried some that were like this big and some that were like this big. And the second best was a blueberry mojito combination from Emulsions and Fillings. And I am obsessed. I love these things so, so much. I have looked at YouTube videos on how to make them, everything. So, damn it, Coco Daisy, you have sent me down a macaron rabbit hole. Ugh. But I want to learn how to make them so bad. And I have friends that know how to make them, and they wanted to show me how to do that. And I'll go up to Boise, and they'll have a whole weekend, and we'll just pretty much make macarons. And Amy will come home filled with, French goodness. Anyway, tangent. But needless to say, I love them. So that was our day. And then this is March. And this is how March has started. My focus is to recenter and bring my focus back in on the quarterly goals, reset, and get back to work. That was something that I still needed to do at the time, but I've got that done. I've still got to pack for Gulf Wars, work on my armor, get it all ready. I bought a brand new belly dance outfit at Dragon Con, and I have yet to wear it. And I might wear it this weekend. There's a tournament this weekend, but I've got to find it, try it on, make sure everything works, and try it on with whatever accessories I want to wear with it. But I'm so excited to finally get to wear it. I also need to figure out what planners and such that I'm taking with me so that I have a morning routine the entire time I'm there. But these are all of my goals and intentions for the month. And then this is where I write down everything that I get out of my phone. So that's how I do everything. This was my week in review. And this is how March is looking so far. And this is today. So that's how I wrap up a month and move forward with a new month. I usually move everything that did not get done in the previous month forward to the new month, plus additional things. And I know that, some of you may be like, oh my God, there's a lot of goals and intentions, but there's a lot of things that are just reminders of my fasting. It's something that comes naturally. So, but I still need it to be a reminder, and because I'm not 100% with it yet. So it's not a 100% habit. And so some of these are habits that I'm working on, and they just kind of fall into my goal situation. And I track my habits in my Wonderland planner here. And so this is how February ended up. And as you can see, that week, I did not even have time to fill that out. And instead of going back and trying to guess, I just left it because it's like, I know that was my hell week, and it has been for the past 3 years. So here is this month, and I've got 68 hours of sleep, stretch and squat every morning. I've only done it once so far. Exercise daily, AM medications, meditation, 110 to 112 ounces of water every day, creative every day, stairs every day, no cookies, cake, candy, or pastries, only drinking coffee, tea, and water, post to Twitter, because I'm still having a hard time doing that. Game time with my friends up in Boise, laundry every day, pack and work on armor, cook dinner, evening reflection, PM medications, and bed by 10:30. So that is a habit that I've actually gotten really good at. My meds are pretty much on track. I keep them in there, not as a reminder to do them, but as a way of tracking that if I miss a day, I know that the next day or two is going to be rough, because especially if I miss my morning medication. So that's why those are in there. So that is how I track my goals and how I end every month and start a new month and go from there. As you can tell, I am a very goal-oriented person, and I try not to let it control me. I am a data tracker. I like being in control. And of the things that I can control, I will put that little stoicism in there. I want to be in control of everything that I can control. I have slowly learned over the past year, health, I can only do so much, but a lot of it is up to my body. And yes, I can treat my body better, but I also have to work within the confines of my body. I am never going to be a, professional basketball player or, a professional athlete of any sort. The closest that I've gotten was fighting competitively in an extreme sport. But I know that I am no longer at that level, but I'm at a great level for women my age. And so, I just have to keep that in mind. So anyway, those are how I have everything set up in my Planner Prime. And this is a Chic Sparrow folio that I have added an elastic to. I just poked a hole there and added an elastic to it. And this is in the color prints, in the leather prints. It's a Outlander leather, and I love it. And this is, I'm pretty sure this is going with me to Gulf Wars, but I'm not sure of anything else. So we will see from there. But that is how I do my goals. So have you re-looked at your yearly goals, or what the goals that you have set for 2020 at all since you set them? And if so, have you tweaked them? Because this entire month I will be reevaluating and setting things up for the next quarter and going from there. But just checking in on my goals and everything every month helps keep them in my mind. And that keeps me on track most of the time, unless something takes my attention away, which last week work definitely did. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. And as always, spend the rest of your life celebrating, because it is worth every moment. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.